Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks, Mr. Secretary, for your service, and thank you for being here today. I want to begin with an issue involving international students. In particular, I'm rooting for UConn in the Final Four. The men's team is powered by an incredibly talented and successful forward named Adama Sonogo, who is not a citizen. And unfortunately, unlike his teammates, he cannot benefit from his name, image, and likeness. Although he is a star, the rules have been revised 2 years ago. The NCAA, at the urging of myself and others, allowed student athletes to benefit from their name, image, and likeness. And international students like him and Aaliyah Edwards on our women's team, other athletes in other sports who are international students are prevented by student visa rules from benefiting from financial opportunities and indeed their educational futures because of these rules. I sent a letter to you calling on DHS to issue guidance and open a rulemaking to enable some fairness and equity here, but the schools haven't received guidance from DHS about student visas and NIL. Will you commit to publishing guidance or issuing rulemaking to ensure that Adama and Aaliyah and other international students on the Huskies and other teams have a fair opportunity on their NIL rights for their entire college career?
Senator, thank you for your letter on this subject, which brought the issue to my attention. I was not aware of it previously. We are indeed looking at the issue very carefully.
And I hope quickly.
And we will move with deliberate speed, yes.
Deliberate speed meaning perhaps
quickly.
Very soon.
Yes, we'll move as quickly as we can, Senator.
Thank you. I want to talk a little bit about TikTok and data security. I don't need to emphasize to you the concern that we have not only about the destructive effects of driving toxic content to kids through the algorithms of TikTok and other social media, but given DHS concern and focus on cyber security and the threats of foreign espionage, do you have concerns about the safety of TikTok's user data and the independence of TikTok from the Chinese government?
Senator, I certainly do, and I have a tremendous concern with respect to many aspects of the PRC's aggression with respect to the United States and other democracies around the world.
Without going into the details in this setting, are those concerns based on evidence that, in fact, there is Chinese surveillance through TikTok?
Senator, I would refrain from answering that question directly in this setting, and I should also note that there are legal proceedings pending with respect to TikTok, and so I will respectfully refrain. But let me be clear that we're very concerned about the security implications of TikTok.
You're a member of the CFIUS panel, which has a responsibility, has an ongoing proceeding, which has been lagging for some years, I think, at this point. Can you commit to that proceeding coming to a conclusion?
Senator, there is litigation pending. We are very focused on the threat that TikTok presents, and you have my assurance that we are addressing that with tremendous vigilance.
I'm not asking for details in this setting, but simply not only the assurance that you will act promptly, but that it will be on the basis of evidence that you have right now. I think that evidence is there of the threat of Chinese surveillance. Am I correct?
The disposition will be based on the evidence that we have and any additional evidence that we acquire.
Recently, I joined a number of my colleagues in asking you about the proposals with regard to family detention. Can you update us as to what the administration's policy is? We expressed our concerns about reports that that policy might be adopted in the near future.
Senator, no decision has been made. We ended family detention in March of 2021. No decision has been made, and I seek to encourage a work environment where people can present their ideas. Many are left on the cutting room floor. Others become policy. Others spring new ideas. That's the type of environment that I seek to create.
I take it from that answer that
no decision has been made.
No decision has been made, and the reports about your considering it don't imply that it will be adopted as a policy.
That is correct.
There have been various suggestions, and I have joined in the idea that maybe it ought to be considered for drug cartels to be regarded as foreign terrorist organizations. Is there serious consideration to that idea being given?
Senator, this is a matter in the province of the Department of State. It's a very complicated question because it obviously has foreign relations implications. I certainly agree with both the chairman, ranking member Graham, with respect to the perniciousness, the viciousness of the cartels, and it is precisely why we are attacking them with the full force of our law enforcement capabilities.
Can you tell me about Operation Blue Lotus and what can be accomplished through that program?
Operation Blue Lotus, Senator, is a surge operation that we implemented to address the increased interdiction of fentanyl at the ports of entry. Most of the fentanyl, more than 90% of the fentanyl that enters the United States is brought in through the ports of entry. We surged resources, including the extraordinary special agents of Homeland Security investigations, to the ports of entry to enhance our interdiction capabilities, to enhance our investigative capabilities, and bring a greater level of prosecutions to bear. We had, as the chairman noted, tremendous success within just the first week of Operation Blue Lotus. I received the latest update last night with respect to some of the seizures of fentanyl that we were able to accomplish as part of that operation.
Will it be expanded?
It is my hope that we have additional funding to expand it, and we are certainly going to continue with that operation.
I was very pleased to see that the department has recently announced that it would give a one-year parole, an extension to an estimated 25,000 Ukrainians and their immediate family members who have come here in the wake of the murderous assault by the Russians, crime against humanity, as the President's correctly called it. This extension, in my view, is one step. As you know, I've advocated for our country to provide not only strong military and humanitarian support to Ukraine, but also the assurance that Ukrainian refugees coming here will be safe and welcome in our country. What kind of support and resources does DHS need to further process and expand the number of refugees who will be welcome here?
Senator, thank you very much. The Uniting for Ukraine, a very innovative program that we implemented, is a tremendous source of pride for us, and we are tremendously committed to continuing it. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is under tremendous financial strain, and we are seeking additional funding for that agency. In addition, we have a notice of proposed rulemaking to readjust its cost schedule to make sure that the fees it charged are calibrated according to the cost incurred in administrating the benefits provided. So we're trying to get that agency on firm, stable footing because it was on the brink of bankruptcy in the prior administration.
Let me ask you likewise, will you support the Afghan Adjustment Act, which I have championed, a number of us on this committee have supported?
Yes, and we very much appreciate your championing of it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Mr.
Senator
Chairman.
Blumenthal. Senator Cornyn.
Mr. Secretary, when